Hi guys, Zach here with another Command & Conquer Red Alert video. In this game I'm playing a 2v2 match on the map Arena Valley Extreme. My teammate is Christus and I'm starting in the bottom middle and he's starting in the bottom left. I'm just moving my MCV to the right, just use your patches to the right so my teammate can use the one to the left. Our opponents are a player called Big Muscles and another player called Savion. Now Savion is ranked 30 something in quick match, which means he's really good. So this is going to be a hard match. My next Twitch stream is going to be on Thursday. I'll leave the details of the time in the description. In my Twitch streams I go through a series of quick matches which determines my place on the ranked ladder. So check that out if you're interested. My Twitch name is Zach the Reaper 1. So far I'm just doing the ordinary start, I'm getting my infantry out and I'm just scouting as much as I can just to get as much visibility as possible. I'm getting my first ore refinery down now, and in this match what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a triple war factory. You can see I'm putting my ore silo down there because what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to manage my ore trucks so they can mine as much of the gems as possible, because this is what's going to enable me to build 3 war factories straight off and hopefully not run out of ore early on. If you just let your ore trucks manage themselves, then you will run out of ore with this tactic. When I build my first war factory, I'm going to immediately go to build 2 ore trucks as well, and I'm just going to manage them. You can see this ore patch has quite a lot of gems on, so that's going to be okay. And then I'm going to build about 14 medium tanks, and then I'm going to need to build another 2 ore trucks, and that'll be for my next ore refinery. And after that I'm just going to keep on expanding out. One of the important things about this map is control of the ore and control of the middle. You just have to keep on expanding, and if you can, you have to get as much control of the middle as possible. You can see so far it's been quite quiet. We did start in random positions, so opponents don't know exactly where they are, so it's not like they were sending troops straight for our base. But we can see Red there. He was obviously doing some scouting around the middle there, and we've stopped him getting through to the bottom, so he knows, they'll know whereabouts we are. And there's this pass which I think will probably be guarded by the other team because they must be up at the north part. And you can see there, Cyan's got into my base. That's a bit unfortunate for me, so they've got quite good visibility. They must have sneaked some men in near the start. I was a bit slow at getting the entrances covered with infantry. And now I'm going to be putting down my 3rd war factory. This is quite early to get a 3rd war factory down, so I will have a faster tank building speed than our opponents, hopefully. What this tactic is good for, with 3 war factories early on, is it's good if you need to defend early on, and it's also good if you want to be aggressive early on. However, there are probably better strategies. For example, if you're going to have long matches, then probably stacking MCVs is probably a better option. But stacking MCVs does leave you vulnerable earlier on if your opponents attack you. And with Savion being in the game, who is a rank 30 something, we could be in for an early attack possibly. And as you can see, I'm just expanding my base outwards. Now I know some people sometimes make the bases a bit more compact, but that's not really a great way, because what tends to happen is the ore near your base runs out and then your ore trucks have to travel a lot further. So it's definitely better to expand your base out like I am doing here. And I'm getting a radar dome quite early on because I want to see what's going on. And we can see Red have got some light tanks over there. That's Savion. And we can also see that Cyan, Big Muscles, is to the right. So that Savion is in the top left and Big Muscles is in the top right. And he's brought some infantry down to try and have a go at my ore refinery, but I'll be able to handle that no problem. I think what I'll do here is I'll take up my tanks and just guard that gap and maybe apply a bit of aggression because I don't want to sit around too long. And one of the things about Arena Valley Extreme is if you just sit around and wait for your enemy to attack, or any map for that matter, is it always puts you on sort of like the back foot. And we can see Red's coming up. They might be a bit, they seem to be quite aggressive at the moment. And they might be attacking my teammate Christus soon, so it's probably time for me to make a move. And we can see Big Muscles there with the heavy tanks. He's got quite a good number. I've got medium tanks. And yeah, this looks like quite a quite a big battle actually. I think I have slightly better numbers, but they are heavy tanks, so they're a little bit more powerful than my medium tanks, and it's looking good so far. I think I'm being able to outmaneuver him a little bit here, and it's definitely looking good. It's looking better and better. We're bringing more tanks in. He's bringing in some reinforcements, so am I, and this is quite a good battle so far. I've got the upper hand though, and it looks like I'll just clear up these last few tanks, no problem. So that's gone very, very well for us. And I think my teammate looks to be okay so far. We can see that red is massing a big army up there, and it seems like my teammate's being able to get some of his buildings to the back. And he's got 3 war factories, we can see that, so he's in a strong position. So I'm just going over to fight him a bit now, apply a bit of pressure, because I will need to sort that out. He does have an awful lot of tanks. And we can see he's got some pillboxes and he's got another construction yard here. But from the speed at which he's building buildings, I dare say he's got more than 1 construction yard. So he's gone for more than 1 construction yard, which will put him in a very good position at this point. And maybe a triple war factory might have been the wrong choice. It might have been better to go for extra MCVs. And you can see that Big Muscles is coming for an attack on my base while I'm occupied with red. So what I'm doing is I'm just trying to give my teammates some assistance. Savion is a really good player, and yeah, right, I've lost 1 ore refinery, but that's going to be no problem. I have got other ore refineries up above. I'm just laying some pillboxes down just to give my base a little bit more protection. And you can see I think Big Muscles is retreating for now. He hasn't done too much damage. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep on applying pressure both to red and to Big Muscles. So with Big Muscles I need to just deal with the tanks. But if I leave red to expand, he's going to be, and you can see my ore trucks there, they're in a bit of a mess. I'm going to need to build another ore refinery as soon as possible, because they're all crowded around 1 ore refinery. And you can see Big Muscles at the other side of the gap. He's managed to build up his tank numbers again. So I'm going to need to focus on Big Muscles for now, otherwise he's going to attack my base if I try and attack red. And once I've whittled down these tanks, I'll be able to go and help my teammate against Savion again. And this is looking pretty good for us again. You can see we're outnumbering them now. I think our micro's a little bit better way of being able to move our tanks around a little bit more. And you can see Cyan's got an absolutely mass of ore trucks here. So I'm going to need to deal with these ore trucks. Hit his economy so he can't build as many tanks, because with that many ore trucks, he's going to be able to get out a good number of tanks in this match. So we're going to need to take some of those out. Right, I've finally got another ore refinery out now, which is really useful. Right, we can see that red's coming over to help his teammates. So we're going to need to fight him at this point. And we're getting a good number of ore truck kills here. We're just going to have to focus on the ore trucks for now, I think, when there's no way we're going to be able to beat that force from red. Hopefully my teammate will be able to provide some aggression on the other side. And my focus with regards to building at the point is just keep on expanding my base, keep on building ore refineries. You can see my ore stocks don't look too bad now. Actually, I do need to build some more tanks, I think, at this point. And you can see that red's pulling to the left. I think my teammate is possibly coming in that direction. So I'm left to fight with Cyan again.
Building. Yes, sir. No. Unit lost.
And we can see that ore truck just sitting around. And our tanks are about even at the moment. And you can see from the ore patch how few ore trucks Cyan now has. And what that'll mean is that he won't be able to build any tanks because he won't have the ore. So that's very good for us. And we're just trying to destroy that last thing. And yeah, I've just noticed there, I do need to build more tanks. I have got a lot of spare ore at the moment. I'm floating about 6,000. And you can see that red and green are having a good fight there. And now Cyan's coming on the offensive. I don't think he's going to be able to do too much though with just those 3 tanks. And he's bringing in some reinforcements again. So he's got about 5 now. I suppose they could do quite a little bit of damage, but I'm building some pillboxes just to give me a bit more defence. It's hurt me because I forgot to build tanks for a little bit. But now I'm getting my numbers back up, as you can see. And we should be okay at this point. I don't think there'll be any buildings lost. Also, Cyan will be having to focus some of their economy on building their auto numbers back up. So we're in quite a good position at the moment. And we're just trying to push Cyan back into his own base. So we're going up here. You can see we've got good tank numbers now. We've got 4 tanks to go. And this is looking very, very good for us. And those 2 tanks are pretty much gone. Cyan's got a reinforcement of 1 tank. He probably should have held that tank back and just started to mass his tanks up again. And we can see Green is fighting with Red. And we can see Red's got a pretty good economy to the right of his base. So I'm probably going to attack that. If I attack his economy, he probably won't be able to build as many tanks. As you can see, he has got a very, very good mass at the moment. So we're getting down that ore truck. So that's 1 ore truck down. We're going to see if we can get another one down. Can we get another one down? There's the second one. And that one's down. Just destroying a tank there. And yeah, he has got a big mass of tanks. And there's a third ore truck. And we're going to have to see if we can get that down. You can see his tanks just seem to keep on coming. And that's the 3rd ore truck down. Can we get a 4th one? Yep, that's the 4th one down. So we're getting a very good kills here. We can see that Cyan are actually massing up their ore trucks again. But we've got 4 ore trucks from Red there. And I think he had to pull out. So we're going to do a bit of attack on Cyan's base now, just to pull his tanks back so he keeps on focused on this side. So what I'm doing now is I'm just destroying some of his ore refineries and fighting his tanks when he comes. I might destroy some of Red's as well. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to put enough pressure on Cyan just to keep him. And there's a 5th ore truck which is going to go down. So we've really decimated Red's economy on the right side of the base. So I'm just hoping that he's not going to be as able to build as many tanks, because you can see he's got an absolute huge army at the moment. And looking at the mini-map, I can see to the left, just above my ally's base, I think he's actually built an outward base. So hopefully I have damaged his economy enough so that he won't be able to build too much there. And I don't know what Cyan's doing at the moment. You can see some of his ore trucks are a bit idle. So I don't know whether he's misclicked or something, and he'll need to sort those out quite quickly, else he's going to run out of money quite soon. You can see that his southern ore patch has been depleted now, so his ore trucks are going to have to travel a lot further. I'm just destroying one of them there. And we can see that Red are coming down now. They have got a big force here, and I'm going to need to just pull back. I don't want to just charge in because he might be able to get me in a counter-attack. And I've just noticed my teammate has built some Tesla coils, which is very good, because it is going to help us defend that position. So my teammate's doing a good job of building up defences. Hopefully he can survive the attack to the main part of his base on the left, because I can see Red have some buildings there, or they're waiting outside. So Cyan is coming to my base now. I think what they're trying to do is to clear up my ore trucks possibly. You can see I haven't really touched that ore patch to the very right. That ore patch might become essential later, because as you can see, looking at the map, the ore is running out in all places. Cyan are in a bit of trouble probably at the moment. I'm doing okay though. I've got that ore patch to the right, and I've got some to the left. And it's very good that Green have started to get some Tesla coils up, because that's going to help us defend that southern part of the middle, because the ore in the middle is very important, and whoever controls the ore in the middle usually wins the game. And we're engaging Cyan here, so it's looking like Cyan's got good numbers at the moment. I think he does outnumber me, I'm not sure what quite he's doing, and he's going for my ore refineries. Fortunately, I do have a good number of ore refineries, but they won't last forever. I'm just putting some more pillboxes down, and we're getting a few of those tanks, and he's going to go for this ore refinery as well, and that one's probably a little bit, I mean that one's not too crucial because the ores ran out at the bottom there. And it looks like we're being able to deal with these forces. I think he's got one tank on the MCV, but that should be okay. And as you can see, I do have a service depot, so I could always build another MCV if I need to. And we can see that red's got quite a good economic patch to the middle there, and we can see that green is going up the left hand side to the top of his base. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go to the bottom of red's base. So I'm sending my tanks here. I'm going to see how many auto kills I can get here. While red's occupied at the top fighting green, I'm going to be taking out his economy. And that's looking good. Right, Cyan are attacking my base. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave my tanks just in a bunch there and see how many things. Because you can see I've got some tanks back at my base. So I'm just leaving my tanks stood there because they'll just attack red's or trucks naturally without any commands. But I'm going to have to deal with this right now. So you can see he's got some of my a line of my ore refineries. So I've lost a couple of ore refineries to the right, which is a shame because I am starting to mine on that right ore patch. And we can see I've got rid of all the ore trucks there, so I must have killed about 6 or 7. So that's very, very good for us. My teammates should be in a very good position to take control of the left side of the map. And this is looking very, very good for us right now. I think I've still got 2 ore refineries, so I'm okay. Now he's going for my MCV, but this is going to be fine. I can deal with this. I'm just repairing my MCV. You can see my ore stocks are running quite low now. And I think we should be decent now. So we're just killing the red's ore truck there and Cyan's. And you can see red's bringing his tanks down now. And we'll have a big battle here. I'm looking good on numbers so far. Let's see how this goes. So we can see that red's he hasn't got overwhelming numbers. It looks like I've got more in fact. And this is looking very, very good for us. He's trying to build some pillboxes, but I don't think that's going to help. And you can see my teammate is coming in to help me with the fight. And that's looking very, very good for us. Yeah, you can see we've got superior numbers. And now that red doesn't have control of the ore, I doubt very much that he's going to be able to have anything to do there. And you can see that Cyan's coming and attacking the right side of my base. So I'm going to need to send some tanks down here. Because I don't have too much left. He did get a good amount. He did destroy a lot in his last attack. So I think he's going for my construction yard. So I'm just going to bring my tanks down. I might need to build an MCV. But it does look like red have finally been defeated. So we've got one down and we should be able to handle Cyan now. He has got my construction yard finally, but we are in a commanding position right at the moment. And I can just build another MCV and get, yeah, you can see I built one there. And I'll just place it there so I'll still be able to build more. And you can see that green is now fighting Cyan. And it's just a case, I think, of clearing it up. You can see I've got a big mass of tanks here. And I'm going to go up and attack with my teammate. So yeah, that was a pretty tough fight. Savion went for more construction yards, I think, because he was building things quite fast. And when people build multiple construction yards, it does make them very, very strong, especially if it goes later in the game. The reason I didn't transition to construction yards actually is because it costs a lot of ore, and I did feel like I was on quite a back foot for a lot of that game. Right, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.